Hello, today we're doing lesson 4.10, writing quadratic functions. There are two types of problems we're going to have. The first one, we are going to be given a vertex and a point, and we need to write our answer in vertex form. You can go ahead and follow these steps. I'll look at these steps as we do the first example. Hopefully I can see it. Yes. Okay, so in this problem I gave you a picture. Here's the vertex, here's the point. Find the vertex and substitute it into y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So I'm going to go ahead and plug the vertex in. Then I'm going to find the point and plug that in. So this is our h we're plugging in, this is our k, this is our x, this is our y, and I'm doing that into this equation. So we get 2 equals a times 3 minus 1 squared plus negative 2. Now look, I have everything except a. The reason we're doing this is so we can find a. When we write an equation in vertex form, we usually have our vertex that's plugged in and we usually have an a that's plugged in. So that's why I'm doing this work. We're going to go ahead and do this part first. I'm going to leave the 2 alone. I'm going to leave the a alone. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. And then minus 2. Now I'm going to get a all by itself. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So I get 4 equals 4a. When I solve, I get a equal to 1. Now I'm going to take my a, take my vertex, and plug it back in and leave it alone. So my answer is y equals 1. I don't need to write a 1. If you want to, it makes you feel better, you can. X minus 1 squared minus 2, or plus negative 2. So this is my answer. That's it. Not too bad. Let's try another example. This next one, there's not a picture, but we're going to do the same exact thing. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my equation so I could see, so I know what I need to plug in. I think it helps to label what you need to plug in. So this is your h, your k, your x, and y. So we get 30 equals a times 0 minus a negative 4 becomes plus 4, and then minus 2. This is 0. Go ahead and solve this part here. 0 plus 4 is 4. 4 squared is 16, so 30 equals 16a minus 2. Add 2 to both sides. So we get 32 equals 16a. A equals 2. Now take this and take your vertex and plug it back in. Y equals 2 times x minus a negative 4 becomes a plus 4. Plus a negative 2 is minus 2. You can leave it as plus negative 2 though, that's okay. So that's my final answer. Now I want you to follow the steps I followed for these first two examples and go ahead and try this first. You try on your own. Alright, welcome back. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to write quadratic equations in standard form. You are going to need your calculators for this because we are going to do matrices. Now this is a little tricky when you're plugging the points in. So let's take a look at the steps as I do the problem. So it says find 3 points and substitute them in. Now you don't substitute all 3 points in. We do 1 point at a time. So we're going to go ahead and do this point first. This is x and this is y. So we're in every equation we're going to end up with an a, b, and c. So the y is negative 1. Now the x is 2. So when I do 2 squared I get 4a. When I plug 2 into here I get 2b plus c. This is what you want to have. Okay, I'm done with that point. The next point I'm going to do is this one. This is x and this is y. So we get negative 6 equals 1 squared was 1a plus 1b plus c. Okay, 1c, it's fine. Uh-oh, that flipped. Now I'm going to do the last point. This is x and this is y. So negative 3 equals x squared is 16a, then just x is 4b plus c. Done. Okay, now, basically we have a system of 3 variables. Do you want to solve this system by hand? Probably not. So we are going to use matrices. You're going to need your calculator. We're going to take all our coefficients off. So 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 16, 4, 1. Take the inverse of this matrix and multiply it by our constants, our negative 1, our negative 6, and our negative 3. Put this in your calculator and you are going to get negative 2, 11, negative 15. So what did you just find? You found a, b, and c. Now we're going to plug our a, b, and c back into our standard form. So my answer is going to be y equals negative 2x squared plus 11b minus 15. Done. So it's a lot of work, okay, but it's not hard work. You just have to be very careful you don't mess up any signs. So let's go ahead and try the next example on your own, or not on your own, excuse me, with me. So I'm going to go ahead and write down y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to plug this point in first, x and y. So I get negative 3 equals negative 1 squared is 1, so 1a. Negative 1, when I put in for x, I get negative b plus c. We're always going to have a plus c because there's not an x with that. Okay, let's go ahead and plug in the next equation. So I get negative 4 equals. Now 0 is okay. I end up with 0a. If that confuses you, leave it blank, but make sure you leave a space. We also get 0b. That's okay too. Leave a space for it. Now let's do the last equation. 6 equals, now we're plugging in 2 squared is 4a, 2b. Okay, this is the matrix that we have, or these are the three equations that we have. Now we're going to plug it into the matrix. So 1, negative 1, 1. 0, 0, 1. Remember to hold the place when you're missing a variable. And then 4, 2, 1. We're going to take the inverse of this matrix and multiply it by the constants, the negative 3, the negative 4, and the 6. You're doing this on your calculator. When you are done, you get 2, 1, negative 4. So what did I find? I found A, B, and C. Plug them back in. So y equals 2x squared plus 1x minus 4. And you don't need to have the 1x there because 1 times x is just x. But this is your final answer. I want to make sure I see everybody in here. I should see all of this work when you walk into class tomorrow for the U-Trip. If you have any questions, please write them on the bottom of the paper, and I'll see you tomorrow.